Hi there. We have a lot of work to do this morning with this wonderful, wonderful story called The Kingdom of the Singing Birds. This is a call and response story. That means I'm going to call upon you, the audience, that I can't see, to answer some of my questions. And what is this a story about? You'll see. But for now, the characters are all being brought to you by the land of bounce. These are soft, fluffy balls. You can, if you can find some, they make great puppets. If you can't, you can use a tennis ball or a styrofoam ball or your imagination or just your hand. So if you can take your palm like that, put your thumb right over it and bend as best you can, right? And then that is a bird. To make it a really cool bird, you might try and find some of these things. They're called eyeball rings. You put one over your middle finger and just get you ready for your part. And this is a quick and easy bird. You want to speak to the audience? Oh, no? You have no speaking parts? Not yet? Oh, but you will. So let me show you how to quick and easy make bird puppet before we start our amazing story on the Mentor Project. And of course, I'm Marilyn Price still. So here's a ball, a little spongy ball. They're great. They're really good exercise balls, too. You can probably find one, especially now that baseball season is coming. They sell them in the stores. So I'm going to take this scissors and just pinch my ball a little bit. So when I cut it, it becomes a puppet. You want to show them how you're a puppet? Okay. Oh, nice job. A little bit bigger. Hello. Awesome. So what? The bird part. Okay. You could leave it like that. You could draw pictures on it. You can do whatever. But for now, I'm going to show you how to make a bird. What's the quick and easy way? We're going to cut another hole in the top. Just another slit. And what's nice about these balls is that if you want a bigger one, you just rip it with your fingers. Just a little gentle, but not so much. So the first cut is here to make its mouth. Hello. Yeah, that's good. And the top one here is where you put the eyes. All right. Pretty cool. This is a red bird, but he's missing some things, aren't you? Yes, he says. He's missing a beak. Those are easy enough to do. Take a little triangle. You can do paper. And all you do is you fold it in half. Now you know and I know that every bird needs a beak. Otherwise, it's not a bird. What we're going to do is just, watch this, slide that triangle in between the two eyes that I have placed in there. Right, so kind of looks like a bird, sort of, kind of in a way. You feel birdish? Tweet. Oh, I guess he does. And you can add some feathers in the top, like, well, let's take this one. I have a whole bunch of these that are ready made for you. I could tell a story about how some feathers, this bird had feathers, and this one was jealous, but that's not the story we're telling today. But, so what I'm going to do is put him or her, tweet, over here, and I am going to set up the story for you. Our story takes place in two locations, one on this side of the dark but not scary woods, and one on this side of the dark but not scary woods. So in order to do that, easiest for you is for me to move this character over, let's see, where do I want to be? I want to be over here. Okay, over here is where Her Royal Majesty the Queen lives. The part of the Royal Majesty the Queen will be played by me. And you're going to know that I'm the Queen because you will trust me. So when I'm the Queen, I'll be over here. And when I am the wise woman, I will not have this in front of me. So if you're just listening on the podcast, excuse me, this is what I would recommend. Picture in your mind a two-part set, one that has birds and one that does not. And I will try to give you some more visual clues as we go along. The other things you're going to have to do is listen to my words, for this story has a lovely, deep, important message, especially now. So, as all of our stories start here on the Mentor Project, once upon a time, there was a very wise woman. And what made her wise is she was always asking questions. She wanted to know who you were, what you did, how she could help you, and best, how you could help yourself, and she could help you get there. She had lots of friends. She helped everyone out as best she could. She lived modestly, and she shared what she had. And everybody, I'm saying everybody loved her very much. And she lived on this side of the dark but not scary woods. Now, travel with me to the other side of the dark but not scary woods, and you will see a most magnificent setting. And what might that beautiful setting be? Ooh, it looks to me like it is a bird cage. Who could be in charge of that bird cage? I'm so glad you asked. It was Her Royal Majesty the Queen. Now, the Queen had inherited the queendom from her mother, the Queen, who, of course, had inherited it from her mother, who was the Queen, and so went the family lineage. This little brand new queen was very excited to take care of her people. She had lots of things she wanted to do. She wanted to help them, she wanted to teach them how to help themselves, and she wanted to figure out why her birdcage, with her beautiful birds, didn't ever have those birds sing. And she wanted to hear them sing. Yes, I think you got your part. There were all kinds of birds. There was the orange bird, and there was the yellow bird, perchance canary bird. Oops, that one flew. And there was the green bird, and there was the blue bird. And she loved those birds, and they sat on their perches, but they never, ever did sing. And she wanted to hear them sing. I think you've got the message. So, one day, while she was thinking about this and wanting to hear them sing, she said, what can I do to make my birds sing? Well, someone said to her, you know, Your Majesty, if you want your birds to sing, then you must get them better food. What a great idea. Let me see, what did I have for breakfast? I had some incredible toast, some lovely fruit. And so the Queen gathered up all those things and she fed it to her birds. And they really loved him, but still, they did not sing. And she wanted to hear them sing. And so someone else said to her, you know, Your Majesty, those birds have been sitting on that same perch for a very, very long time. But if you want to hear them sing, I think you need to move them around a little bit. Said the Queen, how can I do that? Well, I'm the Queen, I can do anything I want. So she did. She moved the green bird to where the orange bird sat, and she moved the orange bird to where the blue bird sat, and she moved the yellow bird, just a little bit closer, that one was nice, to where the blue bird sat, and still, they did not sing. Now, she was getting a little frustrated, so she decided she would try one other thing. She asked a small person, just like you, maybe 4, 5, 6, who had always been asking questions and getting good answers. She said, excuse me, but where should I go to get answers to my questions? That person said, you know what? I heard that there's a very wise woman who lives all the way over on the other side of the dark but not scary woods. She loves to help with questions and answers. So you should go visit her. Thank you, my friend. So what she did was very, very easy. She got on her horse. Thank you for the helpful sound effects. And she went all the way over to where that wise woman lived. And she knocked on her door. She knew it was the house of the wise woman because it said wise woman right in the front door. And the wise woman came out. She said, well, hello. Are you not Your Majesty? See, always questions. And Your Majesty said, yes, I am. I'm so glad to meet you. I was told to come and ask you to help me. Oh, I would love to help you. With what? Well, I'd like to come with me. Would you come with me? Well, of course I would, Your Majesty. Whatever you want. So they both got on the back of the horse. And they ended up in the middle of the queendom. And there that wise woman saw. Whoa, look at that. That is the most beautiful bird cage I've ever seen. It got all sorts of beautiful birds in it. But it's awfully quiet in there, said the wise woman. Do they ever sing? And the queen said, no. My. Let me ask you a question. Did they sing for your mama? Yes. Did they sing for your grandma? No. Did they sing for your greatest grandma of all? No. So, did they live in a bird cage for your mom? They did. And they didn't sing for your mom, right? No. Did they live in a bird cage for your grandma? Yes, they did. I have been told. What about all your greatest grandcestors of all? Yes, so I'm told that too. And did they sing for any of your grandcestors? Well, no. I think. No, they did not. I have been told. Well, said the wise woman, this is easy. If you want your birds to sing, then you must set them free. I can't do that. If I set them free, I'll never see them again. Well, I can't help you with that, Your Majesty. This is your decision to make. But wait a minute. What do you mean, my decision? My mother didn't set them free, and my grandmother didn't set them free. And as far as I know, my greatest grandcestors of all did not set them free. Why should I? Oh, Your Majesty, said that wise woman. I personally think the answer is easy. You see, we do not need to do what our parents did or our grandparents did in their time. But there will come a time when we need to know what is right for us. Because truth told, when you are asked, and you will be, why you did what you did, that would be your responsibility to answer. So if you want your birds to fly and sing, then you have to set them free. That was tough. This was a toughie for the queen. She really wanted to hear them sing, but she also liked to look at them. She loved the colors. She loved how they looked. But she knew she had to set them free in order to hear them sing. So she went right up to the green room. And she opened up that little door right outside the greenbird's perch. And the minute that the door opened, that bird, with a great deal of faith, flew out into the sky. And as it flew, it opened its beak and it began to sing. And the music was remarkable. The bird flew and flew and flew and then disappeared. It was followed by the bluebird, who began to sing, and joined by the yellowbird, who began to sing. And they flew and flew and flew until they were gone. And last and certainly not least was that orange bird. And as the orange bird carefully left the aviary, the bird cage, it too began to sing. The queen was delighted to hear her birds sing. She laughed with delight. And then she looked down and saw what had happened. Oh no, she said, my birds are all gone. I'll never see them again. And she said to that wise woman, look what you made me do. I will no longer be able to look at them. But, said the wise woman, you have heard them sing. But they're gone. I am so sad. Oh, said the wise woman, they are gone for now. But this is what I know about birds. They fly all around. They fly all around this world, all different kinds. And your birds are going to fly around the world and sing about what you did. about what happens here in this place, how birds and people are allowed to be free, and how they can always sing. For that's what you did. And now I'm going to tell you a secret. They do come back, you know. Birds return to their nest year after year, and sometimes they bring a magic gift. It's called grandbaby birds. And that is the greatest gift of all. A wise story told by you and me, and the wish is that you will tell it to someone else. I thank you for the Mentor Project, and I thank you for all good stories and tellers everywhere, especially you. And that, my really good friends, is how I will end this tale. Look for us on Facebook, sign on to our podcast, and please remember to sing and live happily ever after. And that's the